Welcome to Apocalyptic Gardening. You can tell by my hair that I didn't think I was going to be shooting a video today, but I got a lot to do in here today and I need to do it right now. I need to get the shade cloth hung because it was over 100 degrees in here yesterday. Summer's here. I got a bunch of trimming back to do, so stay tuned. Got a lot coming up. It has been a cold summer so far, so I haven't hung the shade cloth yet. Now suddenly it's super hot. So if you look here behind me, I hung the shade cloth over there, which wasn't too much of a problem, but I'll tell you what I am worried about. Look over here. My shade cloth is covered in lilikoi. To give you a better view, you can see the shade cloth hanging right there. That one's done, that's great. But look at this, this is my lilikoi vine and it's completely taken over this half of the greenhouse. If you don't know what lilikoi is, it's a passion fruit from Hawaii that I just happen to love. For the first time ever, I'm seeing something that could actually potentially become a fruit. Going back to the other problems I'm gonna have with hanging that shade cloth is if you look here behind me, I'm gonna have to trim all that lilikoi back there. Hate to do that. And then look at the lime tree. You can see it's touching the ceiling here, so I can trim all that back. I've kind of trimmed these a few months ago. The only one that's close is the orange tree here. And I should probably trim that back as well because when they touch the black part and the sun hits, it actually scorches and burns them. And I think that probably hurts the tree. So I'm gonna be doing that today. Also, one of the saddest things right here, the grapefruit tree, 1 year produced me 12 awesome grapefruits a couple years ago. Ever since then we've struggled. I had one remaining and it fell off a couple days ago. You can see it's black now. And that made me super sad. But also, I've been in here doing my normal spring cleaning. The trees lose their leaves just like everything else. You can see I swept it up, put it in there. But the lemon tree doesn't get a lot of sunlight, so I do need to trim it back for that reason as well. But there are some awesome surprises on the lime tree. Look at that. That's 2 actual limes, and there's actually dozens of those on this tree. Matter of fact, look back here. They're even bigger. The only other plant that has fruit on it is the lemon tree. And you can look right here, you can see there's a little lemon growing. There was about 12 on here, and I think most of them have they kind of do this, right? You see this little black one back here, and then they die. There might literally be 2 or 3 dozen limes on this tree. Look, you can see there's 3 right here. There's 2 more right here, and then look back here, there's a whole bunch back here. They are everywhere. Look at the lilikoi bush, look at this thing. It is just taking over. I'm gonna have to trim this way back here. Over here, we've got cherry tomatoes everywhere. They've come clear over to here. You can just look at this. Look at all the cherry tomatoes growing on here. And I don't eat tomatoes, my wife does. So I'm gonna have to come out here and pick a whole bunch and give them to a bunch of our friends. Right here, we got a few of the bigger tomatoes producing. Looking down in the garden box, you can see there's a strawberry plant there to the right, pepper plants. I have 4 of them growing. And then there's more strawberry plants kind of hidden down in here. Look, there's a couple of strawberries growing right there. Got 2 pineapple bushes right here, and you can see they're pretty healthy. I'm still waiting. They've been here for well over a year, maybe even over 18 months, and still no pineapples growing on there. I'm gonna have to trim back all this lilikoi. I'm gonna have to be careful, like I said, because back there, I think we have our first lilikoi fruit growing. And I'm gonna search the rest of the vine really quick and just see if there's anything else on there that I get excited about. Okay, looking at this lilikoi vine closer, you can see, look, they look like little flowers growing, and I've never seen that on this before. There's another one back there. So we might have something to get excited about here. We're not gonna get too excited yet, but that's what's happening right now. This tomato plant is completely out of control, way overgrown. So you can see right here, I've trimmed a bunch of it back. You can see the pile right there, but I need to move along over here because I'm afraid it's not gonna allow the other plants to get sunlight and grow. The other project I need to do is, you can see the timer there behind me. It's not working. So I need to replace it with this new one. It's a different brand. I actually replaced it like a month ago and it failed on day number 1. So I'm hoping this one, the same brand that I got for free as a replacement, will work. And quite often when we're trimming up the tomato plants, we have to trim off a branch like this. It's just loaded with stuff. It was in the way, so we'll pick off the good tomatoes and throw the rest away. I still need to cut a path in so I can get back over there, and you can see that's my pathway right there. Look at all these beautiful tomatoes right here. So I'm gonna basically chop all that out and have my pathway and then pick the tomatoes. Trimming back these tomato plants, found something kind of funny. Look here, I got a little tomato plant growing right there right next to the pineapple plant, but then look right here. I got a huge one growing right here as well. So I'll probably take those outside if I can. And then you see right here, got a nice little bucket full of tomatoes. See, the sun's starting to come up. It's already getting warm in here. It gets warm in here fast. Yesterday it was over 100 degrees in here. That's why I was like, I need to get the shade cloth up. Unfortunately, it gets so hot, it's too hot to work. So I need to move super fast, and hopefully I can get this shade cloth up before it gets too hot in here. I've cut a tiny little path in there. I can step on, that's a little concrete wall right there. I can step there and hopefully get back and cut all these out. See a little caterpillar in there. Gonna have to get rid of that guy and hopefully find more. But that's a distraction for another day. Don't have time to hunt for those right now. I'm back in here cutting back these vines, and look at this. How exciting is this? Look at this flower right here. I don't want to cut that off, but you can see right here is the remnants of our lizard cage. And I don't know if we'll ever get to that again. So I've cleared all the lilikoi from right here. I need to somehow get back into that back corner. Walking on those boards, hopefully I don't die. There's 2 lilikoi flowers over there. Now that I'm in here close, you can see my dilemma about cutting this out. There's a flower there, and there's one right back in here as well, right in the middle of the screen. But if I come up here, I can see others in here forming, so I'm kind of tempted to try to just pull it and maybe hang it back on top of this over here. Hopefully when I move it over there, I don't break any of the vine. So by some miracle, I have cleared that corner, and I folded that vine right to here. You can see, hopefully now, the flowers that are growing on here will keep going. Now before I hang the shade cloth, I gotta trim up along this top here. And then of course, the lime tree needs to be trimmed back as well. Gotta get that lilikoi off the roof. And then if you look over here, you can see I've trimmed a little bit of it back, but we need to get this lime tree off the roof. One of the coolest things about having an underground greenhouse is when you get an awesome, pleasant surprise, like the little flowers on the lilikoi bush this morning. And then look at this. Can you see all those limes right there? Nice, big, healthy limes. How cool is that? Filled a garbage can with vines and branches. Now I can go finish hanging the shade cloth. Look how clean that looks now. Now, you got that shade cloth up fast because it's getting hot in here. Wow, I did not think I was gonna get that done. Getting the shade cloth over the lime tree always sucks because it has all the thorns on it. I always get poked a little bit, and the shade cloth gets stuck up on there, so we got that. But there's also a cool discovery over here on the orange tree. But before I show you that cool discovery I made, I wanna show you the underground greenhouse with the shade cloth, what that looks like. And yes, it still gets plenty warm in here. All the plants still get sunlight. I'm just gonna leave that little gap between there for now, but you can see how beautiful and clean everything looks in here, and ready to go. Also got 2 little oranges growing right there, and then there's another one right over here. Once again, I don't ever get my hopes up when I see fruit or vegetable growing on my vines until it's ready, because half the time, more than half the time, it falls off before I get to eat it. So anyways, I'll keep you posted. Guys, if you found this interesting, or you'd like to follow the progress of my underground greenhouse, please hit the subscribe button below and ring that little bell to be notified each time I post new videos. Other than that, we'll catch you next time. Thank goodness the shade cloth is hung, but I still need to change out the water timers, so I'm gonna do that super quick. Okay, the timer is set. So last time I turned on the water starts splashing everywhere, so let's see what happens here. Hopefully it holds. Okay, past test number 1, test number 2, and see if we water right now, what happens. Okay, so it looks like it's working. It says it's gonna water 20 minutes twice a day on the trees, and for 1 minute down in here.